We are going to be live prospecting for motivated sellers in Colorado Springs from Pennsylvania, meaning I'm going to be reaching out to potential motivated sellers in Colorado Springs from PA, and we're going to start doing that in a couple of minutes. If you would like to hang out in the live room with us and get access to a bunch of additional free resources, if you're watching on TikTok, the link in my profile is our free school community. If you're watching on one of the other live stream platforms, the link is in the description, or you can just hang out and watch from wherever you're watching in the interim and take care of some housekeeping items, and then we will get rocking and rolling real soon. If you're just hopping on, we're going to be live prospecting for motivated sellers in Colorado Springs, and I will be doing it from Pennsylvania. In other words, I'm going to be reaching out to potential motivated sellers in Colorado Springs, but I'll be doing it from Pennsylvania because I like a challenge. Let me just make sure I've got everything set up correctly. So we've got the right microphone there. There we go. And once again, if you're watching on one of the live stream platforms and you want to come hang out in the live room with us, you can do that on TikTok. The link is in my bio. On any of the other platforms, you will find it or see it in the description. Howdy, 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 howdy. We're going to get started here in just a minute or two. I'm going to be live prospecting for motivated sellers in Colorado Springs from my office in Pennsylvania. So we'll see what happens. I like a challenge. And I just put in the chat in our school live stream, the scripts book that I will be following for this process. If you are live on TikTok, you can join the school community. The link is in my profile. We have free bonuses when you join, including the scripts book that I just dropped there. If you're watching on one of the other live stream platforms, the link is in the description. This session was inspired by one of our Lead Deck Founders Club members and her sharing her experience and not having much luck with her outreach using the tool. So I, in those cases, I like to sort of parachute into the market and get a firsthand look at what's going on. All right, I remembered now to record this session in our school community. I keep forgetting to do that. So I'm gonna reset one more time, and then we're gonna get rolling. I will be live prospecting for motivated sellers in Colorado Springs here from my home office in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna use Lead Deck to do that. I will walk through the filter stacks and share the scripting process that I'll be using, etc. If you're watching on TikTok, the link to join the community is in the profile. When you do, there are bonuses, including the scripts book, and you can jump into the live room with us if you'd like. And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or one of the other platforms, that link is in the description. Come hang out, get the bonuses. It's totally free. Why wouldn't you? I mean, here's the script, the scripting, the scripts book that I will be using and walking through. That I dropped a link to this in the live chat here in school, and I'm not going to spend much time teeing this up because I want to invest as much of the time as I can into actually doing the outreach. Here's what I will say. This scripting process, specifically the two-step process that I will be using in here, we have found to be very effective with the types of audiences that I will be reaching out to today. If you are using Lead Deck to do outreach to for sale by owners, outreach, as in prospect, for sale by owners or expired listings. We have a different script book for that, and I'd be happy to share that with you. And in fact, it's one of the bonuses when you join our school community. You go to Classroom, you go to bonuses. It is right there for you, I think, anyway. Yes. No, it's not. Well, I'll get that added there. And if you don't have a copy of it, just let me know. I will share that with you. It is a slightly different scripting process that is most effective with for sale by owners and expireds. We're going to use the one that is more effective when we're doing colder outreach to potentially motivated sellers, but folks that haven't yet actually raised their hand. I'm going to use Lead Deck to do that. And I've already pulled a list specifically in the zip code that this user had given me in Colorado Springs, and specifically out-of-state absentee owners that also have an involuntary lien. I've got 19 of them. I don't know that I'll get through all of them, but we'll see. And, I like a challenge. And part of the challenging part, what makes this even more challenging than maybe normal, is I will be reaching out with an out of town or an out of area phone number. Okay. And yet I'm still confident that we're going to get some good feedback, and who knows, maybe some warm referrals for me to send back to one of our users. So I'm going to log in here. Actually, I got to plug this back in because my phone is on low. I'm going to log in fresh here. What's going on here? Hold on. Let me close out of this. I'm going to log into my Lead Deck account. I was logged in, but something seemed to have happened there. So let me come back. What is, Lead Deck. Let me just go to leaddeck.ai. For those of you who do not know, it is a web app, which means you log on the browser on your phone. It is not, there's no App Store app or Google Store app. It is web-based. So you can log on or log in from anywhere as long as you have internet connection. So right here, I've got my 19 out-of-state involuntary lien, and I'm actually going to filter them by our seller signal. Okay. The glare on this is making it hard, but I'm going to filter by seller signal. The seller signal is a scoring system that's based upon over 800 data points on over 11 million properties, and it will score properties based upon their likelihood to sell, to change title in the next 6 to 9 months. It's AI, it's interesting. It's a data point. There's no guarantee. This first one here is a 97%, but there's no guarantee that it will actually sell. It's just useful and valuable information. So this one right here, all of the numbers that came back are on the DNC. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enhance this data with our purple Enhance Skip Trace button to see if we can get any more contact information, phone numbers and or emails. And it looks like we did. And in fact, it looks like I've got a mobile number that's not on the DNC. So I'm going to try that first and foremost. I like, from a workflow perspective, I like having the lead cards up on my laptop while I'm making the call because I can't see it at the same time. And honestly, when I'm not live streaming, I usually have my AirPod, in my ear, and I'm looking at my phone, but I can't do that this way. Yeah, hi. I think you said it was Nancy. I am trying to get a hold of Samantha or Adam about the property they own at 7318 Bonnie Bray Lane. I just have a quick question for them. If you know them or have, their contact information, if you could pass along my info to them and just ask them to reach out, call or text, whatever is easiest. And my number is 717-571-0456. 717-571-0456. Thanks so much. Now I'm looking at the emails Actually, I'm going to text as well because this is a mobile number. And I have to adjust this, okay? And this is in our scripting process. When I am reaching out and it is not the owner, okay? So it's under text, alternate contact. This is the message that I send them. It's a slightly different message because I'm trying to track down who the owner is. Just left you a voicemail, period. I'm trying to reach Adam or Samantha about their property at 7318 Bonnie Bray Lane. Bear with me here. I'm trying to edit this. If you know them or have their contact info and could pass along my info and ask them to give me a call or shoot me a text, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, and that's a blue text. So I've got a good email or a good text message there. Now I've got numerous emails here, and just by looking at them, I can tell which one of them are more likely the correct email. So I'm going to send, looks like I'm going to send probably, I'm going to send to 3 of them. There's a Gmail that seems like a high likelihood, and I'm sorry, 2 Gmails that seem like a high likelihood, and a Yahoo. Okay, so before I move on, I'm going to, I'm sharing my screen here, right? No, I'm not. Okay. Before I move on, I'm going to mark that I have contacted this lead, which turns it green and gives me another way that I can sift and sort. And then I'm going to tap to move to the next contact. And this one, it looks like the first position number is DNC, but the second position number is not. And so I'm just going to go ahead and try and reach Kevin. If you're watching on TikTok and you want to come join the school live room, the link is in the my bio, my profile. If you're watching elsewhere, it's in the description.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 9193223.
Got the voicemail.
565 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yeah, hi. I'm trying to reach Kevin about the property at 5203 Bellstar Drive. I just had a quick question for him about it. If this is Kevin or you know Kevin and can pass along my info, I would greatly appreciate it. This is my direct cell phone, 717-571-0456. Thanks. So leave that message. I'm going to send a text message. I'm adding something here. Okay, so blue text again, which is encouraging. The rest of the numbers, I got 2 more numbers, but they're both on the DNC. And then I've got what appear to be potentially 2 good working emails. One is a Yahoo and one is a Gmail. And if I had to guess, I would say there is, a 90+% chance that I've got the right working email. The cell signal on this one is 96. Even though I've got some good data, I'm just going to enhance this one again because why not? I'm going to enhance the data on this one again. And I didn't see what the report back was. It did give me a couple more numbers. And so I'm going to try those because why not? We're trying to get a hold of Kevin.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Yeah, hi. I'm not sure if I have the right number or not, but my name is Josh, and I'm trying to get a hold of Kevin about the property at 5203 Bellstar Drive. I just had a quick question for him. If you know him and could pass along my contact info, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, this is my personal cell. He can call or text me at this number, and I appreciate you taking my call. Now, Sean recently added an enhancement that I need to get set up. I should have set up prior to this, where I can have alternate outbound messages. Because in this scenario, when I have to tweak my outgoing text, I have to manually update that, which it's not the end of the world, but it does take extra time. Just left you a voicemail. Period. I'm trying to reach Kevin about the property at 5203 Bellstar Drive. If you know him or have information about that, if you could just have a quick question for him. If you could pass along my info, I would greatly appreciate it. Also a blue text. I've got one more mobile number I'm going to try. Looks like that call failed. So what I'm going to do, so that I know moving forward, I'm going to hide that number so it's not there. I do have a landline. I'll try and call that. This thing, charging cord. I'm calling pretty early in California, but whatever. I'm still at least, after 8 a.m. So I marked that one as green. I've done everything I can with that one at this point. So let's go to the next one, which just happens to be another Kevin, just by happenstance. And I've got 5 phone numbers. They're all on the DNC. I've got a seller signal of 92, and I'm going to go ahead and enhance. Going to enhance to see if we get any more, and got a lot more data. But still a lot on the DNC. I'm going to try the numbers that aren't DNC'd. Oh, there's only one, and it's a landline, but let's give it a go. Disconnected. So I'm gonna hide that number, and I'm going to send emails. So I'm tapping to send emails. I've got a couple that look like Kevin. There's 2 names on this. A couple that look like Kevin, and a couple that are very obviously not Kevin, but who had Kevin's partner or wife. And so in that case, I just make sure that I match the naming for that. And was there any more that look, just by quick glance, look like they could be good? There's one more here I'm going to try. Now, what I find time and time again when I do these sessions is, regardless of how many actual conversations and responses and replies I get during the time block, I almost always get more as the day goes on and as the week goes on. In other words, as the day goes on, I get more that will reply to my text message or call back from my voicemail or respond to my email today and even tomorrow. And I have had many cases where people will get back to me days, weeks, and even months later, because I'm planting seeds. All right, this is a Texas mailing address, and a Texas phone number and a mobile number that's not on the DNC. So giddy up. Let's see what we got. And very likely good emails for this one as well. I don't have enough chargers. Oh. Answered and then hung up. So I'm going to send a text message. I think it was, I don't think they intentionally hung up. And it might have been the voicemail that hung up. So I'm going to send the text message. I'm going to send the emails. And then I'm going to try one more time to call. No, that time he definitely did hang up on me. But I don't care. I sent the text message. I sent the emails. And we'll see if I hear back from him. I'm going to mark that one as contacted and move to the next. All right, the next one, there are two numbers. This one is definitely a good working email. It's her name at gmail.com. So there's two numbers. They're both on the DNC. I'm going to send the emails. Then I'm going to enhance the data and see if we get any other numbers that I might use to try and get a hold of, I think it's Cyril. Already enhanced. They were all duplicates, so it didn't work. I don't think this is one of the leads calling back, but I got to answer it just to see. Hello, this is Josh.
Hi, Josh. My name is Neil Kennis. Just calling about your land listing on 701 Belmont.
Yes.
Wanted to just get some general information and see if I see you note that there's a survey. I wanted to see if you could maybe email me the survey.
Of course.
So first of all, was it the same owner that sold the lot beside it where they built that newer house?
That owner subdivided this parcel off. My client bought that. Okay. His intent or goal was he was going to build on it. Okay. He realized he's in over his head. He has another business that's taking more of his time and energy. And so he just decided, I'm going to cut bait, and focus my energy elsewhere.
Gotcha. From talking with him, did you get any kind of feeling if there's any holdups or any issues with the township? Obviously, I'll give them a call here, but just wanted to see.
To the best of our knowledge, no. It's zoned R2, which allows for single family or a duplex. There's public utilities there. Yeah, I mean, as far as we can tell, because I've had several conversations with the township, you'd have to get proper building permits and all of that, but there's no red flags with it as far as we can tell.
Any knowledge? I did, drive by and I saw the neighbor. It looks like they put some sort of stormwater drainage thing in their backyard. Did you hear anything about that? That he said about whether there's any significant stormwater control that need to be put in there, anything like that? Or
I have no knowledge of that. Yeah.
Okay. Is this your cell phone, or I could send you my email and then you can email me the survey, maybe?
What number did you dial?
Let's see, the 571.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Yep. I only ask because I have several business lines, but they all forward to the same spot.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll shoot my email and then I'll give the township a call. And if it's something I want to further pursue, I'll get back in touch with you.
Beautiful. I'll shoot you the subdivision survey as soon as I get it.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. One of my non-negotiable habits, right? When possible, answer your phone. And when you miss a call the number back. It was an out of area number, and I thought it might have been somehow related to this. It wasn't, but it was someone calling about one of my listings, which, that's good. Also, just a quick side. This is a win, and I'm gonna knock on wood. A listing that has been the bane of my existence. I think we have an accepted offer, and it's gonna close fast. It will make for an incredible story. Anyway, I got a response. Got it. Period. Thanks. Period. Would you be totally opposed to looking at an offer for it? Question mark. That was Kevin. So I'm 20 minutes in, and I've already gotten a reply. I've only gotten through. I'm on card 5. Card 5. Did I enhance this one? I can't remember because the phone call came in. Okay. Period. Let me put together some preliminary numbers, and I can send your way later this afternoon or tomorrow morning, if that works? Question mark. All right. I'm going to take a quick aside because my my first priority always is my existing clients, and so I want to. Oh, what happened to it? It disappeared. I want to send the info on the property that the fella called on. Okay, so I'm going to log in. I'm just logging into Bright and sending that way. He's got dinner with the in-laws. I could probably get something together here in the next hour or two and at least give you some idea preliminarily where the numbers are coming in at. Period. If easier, we could reconvene tomorrow morning, question mark. All right, hold on. Bright MLS. Sometimes it's goofy. I gotta go to an incognito window sometimes. So this is a quick aside before I get back to live prospecting for motivated sellers in Colorado Springs from my home office here in PA. But I want to get the info to this lead that called on one of my listings because Ali is very motivated and would like to get this thing sold. And I would like to get it out of my actives and into my pendings as well. And money follows speed. Money follows speed. So what I will do actually, so I'm going to take care of this, and then I'm going to reach out to a few more, and then before I wrap, because I do have a hard out at noon Eastern, before I wrap up, what I will do is I'll connect the dots on what the next best steps will be for this this motivated seller that already replied and what that will look like in his case. In the meantime, if anybody in the school community, the school live, if you have any questions, you want to chime in on anything, go ahead and do that. Or if there are any questions in the chat, I can't look at them while I take care of this this one quick aside. And hopefully, maybe I won't hear from anyone because you're all live prospecting alongside of me. So all I'm doing right now, this call that came in on my listing, I'm just pulling up my listing. I want to send him the full listing sheet and the subdivision survey. Send that real quick. So post that. And I'm not sharing my screen because, it's got personal contact info. So I'll need about 60 more seconds, and then we'll get right back to our regularly scheduled programming and reaching out to more Colorado Springs potentially motivated sellers. Boom. Okay, let's get back to it. Let me just double check here. We do have. I'm working the expired deck. The response from the seller is how much? What is a good response for this question? David, it's in the script book. So I will bring it up, and I will bring it up. Also, David, you have Ask Decky, our AI, that you can consult as well. So, am I sharing my screen here? No, I'm going to share my screen because I got a script up. This is a great question. So, in these script books on the left-hand side, what's the offer? Which is essentially how much? Great question. Let me put together some preliminary numbers for you, and I'll get back to you tomorrow morning or this afternoon. At this point, so if I were you at this point in time in the day, I would say, let me put some preliminary numbers for you, and I'll get back to you later this afternoon. Does that work? Question mark. Does that work? Okay. And then I think there was one other question in there before I get back to it. I have the same issue. I don't know what the same issue. Also, what's the strategy for saying you have a buyer when we don't? You do. Robert, you do. You do. Robert, you do. Okay. One of the free resources in the school community is this instant offer platform, which means for the vast majority of residential properties, you have multiple buyers. Also, we're asking, would you be open to, or would you be totally opposed to looking at an offer for it? At no point am I saying that I have a buyer. Okay. Now, you turned that into buyer in your head, but I don't say buyer, I say offer. And also, you all have this. And most of you, if you're in the business, doing the business, you have buyers. You just need to sit down and think about it. And it's one of the things, Robert, that I recommended for you, which is, I don't know where to start. Go to Launchpad. And one of the first exercises that I recommend everybody do is document who are the retail buyers and who are the portfolio buyers that I have in my database right now, in my phone, in my Bold Trail, in my wherever. Okay. It's in this quick start training. I'm sorry, it is not in the quick start training. It is in module 0, the layout portion of the listing sprint. Okay. Module 0. Okay. Let me stop my screen share. Screen share, easy for me to say. And there we go. And let's get back to, when that works, go ahead and mock it up. Perfect. Okay. So, all right. Next one, I've got one phone number on the DNC and I've got 2 emails. One of them is very likely him. So I'm going to send that email. And I'm going to take a flyer on the other email. I don't think it's a good working email, but it might be. And then I'm going to enhance to see if we can get some more data on this. And unfortunately, I did not. So I'm going to mark it as green. Did I mark the prior one as green? I did not. I'm going to mark those as green so I can sort by contacted or not. And I'm going to get to number 7 here. So this one has 2 phone numbers and an email. The email is a good one. No question. Her name, probably the year she signed up for Gmail at gmail.com. 2 phone numbers on the DNC. Going to enhance. Let's see what comes back. Now I've got a bunch more numbers, but they're all on the DNC. And I've got a few more emails that I can try so that I can make sure that I'm getting an answer from Anna here on her property. Well, that's another one that could be a working one. Floyd Colby. That was weird. It's a 2-tap system when you send an email or a text using the platform. I would recommend always eyeball, give it a quick look to make sure that the message is what you want it to be before you hit send. So you hit send, that'll load the pre-populated message. You hit send again, and then it will fire it off. Okay, here we go. So I've got a phone number. Let me get back to my deck here on my laptop. I've got actually 2 mobile numbers, neither on the DNC, and mobile number is not on the DNC. So I'm just finding my my spot in my deck on my laptop so I can have that information in front of me as I try to reach Blake or Amber. Blake or Amber. Not accepting calls right now. Boo-hoo. Let's try the next one. Whoop. I did tap one more time. It's ringing. It's ringing. It's ringing. What state is AE? Is that a state? The mailing address is AE. Is that like another? I don't know. AE. There's not that many states that start with A. There's Alabama and Alaska. What else? Yeah, hi. I'm trying to reach Blake or Amber. My name is Josh with eXp Realty. Just calling with a quick question about the property at 4259 Ayrshire Lane. And I was hoping maybe you could get back to me. This is my personal cell phone. I'm going to shoot you a text as well. Thanks so much. Have a great day. So send the text message. There's one email. I don't know if this is a good one. It's a Yahoo email, but there's no naming in it. So I don't know, but I'm going to enhance the skip trace on it. See if we get more info. Holy smokes. We got a lot more info. A bunch of landlines that are probably no good, if I had to guess. So I'm going to try. There are 3 mobile numbers from the skip trace, and I'm going to try those just to see if I can track them down.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Hi, my name is Josh with eXp Realty. I'm trying to reach Blake or Amber Hargrave about a property they own in Colorado Springs.
Thanks. Please stay on the line.
It was that automated AI message. And that's usually what I say. I need to get that added to the scripts book, what to say when you get the AI answering service, which is just, I say, yeah, hi, I was trying to reach Blake or Amber. I don't know if I have a right number or not. Wrong number. You don't know a Blake or Amber Hargrave. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to hide that number and try again. Why not? What am I on here? I'm on 8. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna try and get through 10, and then I will show what I will do with the one that has already said yes. Voicemail box has not been set up yet. And the other number is a 903. I'm going to skip that. However, I think I have from the skip trace the wife's good working email. I've got 2 that are highly likely. So I'm going to send to those 2. And then I'm going to move on. Actually, I have 3 possible. 2 Gmails that just by the naming, like the handle of the Gmail, and the Yahoo, and a Yahoo that it looks like may be accurate. Okay. So the next one here, we've got, whoops, I got to mark this one as contacted. I always forget. And all you have to do is tap the little checkbox icon at the top. It turns it green as in contacted. Next one, 5 numbers on the DNC, 3 emails. What's the name? I'm going to send the emails, all 3 of these. Oh, this is a good one. So it's showing 2 different Gmails, but they're essentially the same because it's Joseph, 2 more letters, and one of them has a dot between and one of them doesn't. They function the same. That's essentially in Gmail's eyes, they're the same email. So I'm not going to send that. I'm not going to send it twice because it would seem odd. I'm going to enhance. Wow. Added a lot. Let's go see here. What do we got? I got a landline that's not on the DNC. Try that. Try and reach Joseph on this landline. I always forget sometimes. You got to hit it. Sometimes I forget to do the tap that actually sends. That was no good. Here is a mobile number, not on the DNC. I'm going to send that or call that. It's a New Jersey number. Jersey. Mailing address is Montana. Yeah, hi, my name is Josh with eXp Realty. I'm trying to reach Joseph about a property he owns in Colorado Springs, 4672 Saddle Ridge Drive. I'm not sure if I have the right number or not, but if you know him or have any contact information for him, if you could pass along my name and information. Again, it's Josh with eXp Realty. My number is 717-571-0456. Thanks. Oh, this is a blue text. So I send this. Just left you a voicemail, period. Trying to reach Joseph about a property he owns at 4672 Saddle Ridge Drive. If you could pass along my information, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, I'm going to mark that one as contacted. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to circle back on the one who was a yes, and see what we've got. Okay. Stacy. First position mobile number on the DNC. Second position, not. This one is definitely her email. First name dot last name at Yahoo. Good working email. Almost guaranteed. Oh, there's also a Gmail one too. Giddy up. Voicemail not set up, so unlikely her, but no harm in sending the text. And I'm going to send the emails. Pretty confident. I've got one of these three is her legit personal email. It's 2 Yahoos and a Gmail. I'm going to mark it as contacted. And I'm going to pivot to wrap up the session to what to do when you get a yes or a maybe or what's the offer, like David had mentioned, and like I had gotten live here. What do I do now? If I don't have a retail buyer who's interested or a portfolio buyer who's interested. A portfolio buyer is what we, that's our description of like a local investor client. If you don't have either of those, then here is what we do and recommend. Number one, this is a perfect transition that I can reference again. If you're watching on TikTok, join our school community. The link is in the bio. When you join, one of the bonuses that you can get in the classroom is this instant offer platform right here under new member bonuses. If you're watching one of the other live streams, the link is in the description. You can sign up for free unlimited access. Here's what it looks like. Mine looks slightly different because this is my enterprise version, but what you will see is this: offers, cash offers, snapshots, buyer network. You're going to tap cash offers. And you're going to input, all you need is the address of the property, which I need that. I need to go find it. Here it is, 5203. 5203 Bell Star Drive, Colorado Springs. Now, while that is loading up, actually, I think you have to leave it open here because if you leave, then it stops loading. So I'm going to leave it open here. Then I will show you in the scripts book, which again, you can get for free. Okay. Happy to give this to you. You can DM me. It's in our school community. We make those open and publicly available. Also, if you go to leaddeck.ai/gifts, GIFTS, like gift as in a present, not GIF, like GIF as in like animated, whatever. Leaddeck.ai/gifts, GIFTS. We can get you those scripts as well. So these are the preliminary offers. I'm going to go ahead and hit save snapshot. And it looks like they range from $493 to $519. Now, there are some that are higher, but I would rather start more conservative. Actually, $521. And have to pivot or navigate around that. So maybe potentially what's the offer, things of that nature. Great question. So I basically did this. I put together preliminary offers. What do you do to present them? Looks like the preliminary offers came back between X and Y. Those numbers are based on the publicly available tax record data. Only say this middle sentence if it's true, and you would know your market if it is, or you've done the research to know what it is. If not, just eliminate this second sentence. Would you be available for a quick chat at some point? Should only take 5 to 10 minutes just so I can verify some information and details to get you the very best offer possible. Here's what we're trying to do. Here's what we're trying to accomplish. Okay. Let me walk you through this. There is a continuum of, from over here to over here. Over here is these people have no idea who you are. These people have no idea who you are or why you're reaching out or what this is about. And we're trying to take them from there to, I I would consider selling my house, or I'm ready to sell my house, or I'm ready to list my house over here. And there are multiple steps along the path to get them from A to, let's call it F or Z, I mean, whatever, doesn't matter. This is, we've connected by text. That's a starting point. The next step, I want to connect on a deeper level. And most often that will be a phone conversation, especially in this case, because A, I'm prospecting outside of my market. A. B, he's an out-of-state owner. So it doesn't even matter, because in this case, even if I was in Colorado Springs, he's not in Colorado Springs. He's got a 919, which I think is a North Carolina phone number. And that matches with the mailing address on the property, which is all in the contact card on Lead Deck. You get all of that information and details, including Street View and all kinds of other cool information and details. In fact, I don't share these. Our school replays. So let me show you real quick. This is the property. Let me find it here. Okay. Hold on. Actually, here's how I'll do it. Look, I know his name. It's Kevin L.I. Boom. Right here's the property. All the contact info. Look at the street view. Good looking house. Seller signal, 96. It's a single family, 4-bed, 4-bath, 2,800 square feet, built in 2001. Expired listing. That just means it's not a recent expired, at least unlikely. Recently expired. We've got the phone numbers, the emails. The mailing address is here. Why did I think he was North Carolina? Maybe 919 is California. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Here's the emails, et cetera, et cetera. Now, here's what I can also do now that I've gotten a yes. I can hit the heart button and I can add them to my seller deck, which is it is like working them up the chain. And there's lots of cool, other things you can do with those that you add there, but that's not what this is about. Let me close the loop on this. So these are institutional offers that you can then present to the seller. These are your buyers. These are your private clients. That's the language that I use. Again, I say offers, not buyers, but regardless, when we get to that point of them being open to an offer, if this is my only option, these are the offers or the buyers I'm going to present to them. I'm going to give them preliminary numbers, and then I want to get the basically permission to have a quick chat so we can connect on a deeper level. Now, if they're in market and you're in market and they're open to you coming by, or I say popping by for a quick tour, that's going to be the next step. In this scenario, that's not going to be our next step because it's an out-of-state owner and I'm out of market. Okay. But that's how we would sort of keep them moving along the continuum of they don't know me to they're a client on some level. Does that make sense? Does that help? Let me see if I have any more chat here. I found the answer. Great, David. I needed this. I don't think Alaska is AE. James, you would know. Is Alaska AE? I was trying to figure out what one of the mailing addresses, the abbreviation for the state was AE, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, that was it. That was 50 minutes, about 45, not even 45. I mean, that was honestly of me actually time blocked doing the work was probably 30 in between the listing lead call that I got doing that and then connecting the dots and the intro, etc. And the fourth contact, the fourth one is all it took. Does that happen every time? Absolutely not. But when you do it, when you commit to doing the work, like David has been committing to doing the work, you do the work, you do the work. And I don't know who to attribute this quote to, but the harder I work, the luckier I get. I mean, that is the reality for most people. Most of these offers are really, really low. No, they're not. I don't know what you're talking about, Robert. Oh my goodness. I literally don't know what you're talking about, Robert. Look at this. The property, according to Zillow, is worth $530. This offer is for $521. This offer is $550. This is a little low. Okay. but I don't know what we're talking about. And also, even if they are, that's actually great because I can then pivot to, the preliminary offers came back at this, but I took a closer look at the house, and I think we can. I'm very confident we can get you significantly more with what we call our 7-day stress-free home sale program. Would you be totally opposed to exploring that option for helping you net the most money from the sale, right? So like all of those, anything that's an obstacle can be turned into or pivoted to an opportunity. I got to grab a quick bite to eat before I have my my noon group coaching session. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. That was live prospecting for motivated sellers in Colorado Springs from my home office here in Pennsylvania using Lead Deck. We were reaching out to the filter stack was out-of-state absentee owners stacked with involuntary liens. That was just one. There's literally limitless ways that you can use Lead Deck to filter for and collect contacts that you can then be reaching out to get into conversation, to connect, so you can write more contracts and close more transactions. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, we'll be doing our live Lead Deck demo and Q&A. It'll be right here in the school community, as always. I mean, occasionally you have to adjust the schedule. But tomorrow, Thursday at noon Eastern, you can come. It's a live demo. I will show you more of the cool features and functionality and how the many ways that you can use Lead Deck to fill your pipeline with more listings and more transactions. You can come check that out. Last call. Last time on TikTok, you can come join our school community. The link is in my profile. If you're watching on one of the other platforms, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, etc., the link is in the description. Thank you all for spending some time. David, thanks for chiming in. Robert, thanks for chiming in. And I wish you all the best. AE stands for Armed Forces Europe. Interesting. Okay. That's where the mail was getting sent. Thank you, David. Closing the loop on that. Take care. Take action. And hopefully see you tomorrow.